always the light-skinned girls who think they just so pretty, and just because they're born light-skinned that they just all that they can come up with shit talking.
I want to have 2 more mics this year, and after that, take off a little bit of time and have a kid or something there.
Abby's like my best friend. I talk to her about everything, you know, and when like the time is right, you know, people want details of how long we've been.
New baby coming, it doesn't mean I'm not going to have time for another kid, but it does mean I have a new baby and I have to focus and give that baby my undivided attention.
All the whole Remy and Pap situation, none of it was true.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
I have been open in all my relationships that I've had. Mm-hmm. All of them. Well, I mean, I've talked to 4 boyfriends online.
Just, I don't know.
I don't know.
They're both
man.
nice.
They both
but
nice.
It would have to be new lyrics now. Right? Because Joe can't keep doing.
The drama between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields has turned into a full-blown saga. At the center of it all is Papoose, who has been asking Remy for a divorce for months, but she refuses to let him go. It's gotten so heated that Clarissa, Papoose's new romantic partner and a world champion boxer, threatened to step into the ring just to make Remy understand how serious this situation is. But there's more to it than just feelings. Rumor has it, Papoose might be eyeing a sizable alimony payout. Let's not forget that Papoose kept Remy's name alive when she was behind bars. Back in 2008, Remy was sentenced to 8 years for shooting a close friend during an argument over missing money. Papoose visited her in prison, promoted her music, and made sure fans didn't forget about her career. When Remy got out in 2014, they resumed their relationship, got married, and even renewed vows in 2015. Papoose was with her through some of her toughest moments, when she had no freedom, no voice, and no public presence. He stayed loyal and supportive the entire time. Fast forward to 2023. Papoose and Remy had been together for 11 years, a decade that included prison, a reality TV show, and the birth of their daughter, Reminisce. When Remy finally re-entered the music scene, they starred together on Love and Hip Hop New York, sharing their home life, their ups and downs, and even Papoose's unwavering support. Fans loved watching Papoose help drive Remy's mixtapes and album sales from behind the scenes while she performed on stage. Then, late in 2023, Papoose began making it clear he wanted out of their marriage. He told friends and family he no longer felt happy and that the split was long overdue. But whenever he tried to talk to Remy about signing divorce papers, she stalled. She seemed determined to keep him stuck in their marriage, even as he publicly declared his wish to separate. That's what led Clarissa Shields to get involved. Clarissa is not someone who sits on the sidelines. She's an Olympic gold medalist and world champion boxer. When she saw how hard Remy was holding on to Papoose, she threatened to challenge Remy to a boxing match just to force Remy to face reality. Remy isn't someone you can push around easily. In 2008, an argument with a friend over missing money ended with Remy pulling a gun and shooting her friend in the stomach. The victim spent 3 weeks in the hospital. The judge at the time called Remy an extremely angry young woman whose rage could flare at any moment. Remy denied being a violent person, insisted she wasn't a threat to society, and begged for leniency, but the evidence was strong, and she served 6 years before her early release. Even after getting out of prison, Remy's past mistakes didn't completely vanish. In 2019, she got into a fight with fellow rapper Britney Taylor at a benefit concert. According to reports, Remy punched Britney in the eye so hard that Britney ended up in the hospital with a black eye. Britney posted photos online and filed a police report. Remy faced misdemeanor assault charges, but the case collapsed when key witnesses refused to cooperate. Still, those incidents remind everyone that if you step into the ring with Remy Ma, you better be ready. Papoose tried to move on after Remy's violent episodes. In December 2023, he and Clarissa went to Hawaii for Valentine's Day. The trip was part celebration, part business.
You are the most amazing, beautiful, sexy, smart, intelligent woman I ever met in my life. I love you more than anything in the world, as you know.
I don't know if I'll marry you again.
What I want to say is, will you marry me again?
He was launching his Hawaii Fest music showcase, and Clarissa was promoting a charity boxing event. They posted sweet photos of themselves on the beach, singing love songs, and living their best lives under palm trees. Clarissa even serenaded Papoose on the sand, singing, "Just the two of us. We can make it if we try." It was a reminder that they're a true power couple. She's a superstar athlete, and he's a respected rapper and entrepreneur. Word was, Papoose had hoped to finalize his divorce from Remy before that Hawaii trip. He wanted to propose to Clarissa on Valentine's Day, making their getaway extra special. Imagine the scene. Hawaii's blue waters, the sun setting, and Papoose down on one knee. But Remy stepped in once again. She dragged her feet on the divorce paperwork, apparently because things with her new boyfriend, French Montana, also known as Easy the Block Captain, weren't going as planned. Remy's feelings for French were no secret. She even admitted, on rap battle footage, that she was in love with him. Yet instead of letting Papoose move on, she refused to sign. Now there's talk that Remy's stalling because she knows Papoose would be entitled to alimony. When a couple divorces and one spouse earns significantly more than the other, the lower-earning partner often gets financial support. Remy's net worth is estimated at around $4 million, thanks to her music, reality TV gigs, and her clothing line. Papoose, while successful in his own right, doesn't have that level of wealth. Courts look at how long the marriage lasted, each person's income, and how much each contributed to the household. Papoose stayed by Remy's side when she was in prison for—
CRIES and Papoose wanted to marry you?
After
you got sentenced, because you just knew he was, you just knew he was on it. And I thought that was like a real stand-up thing to do.
He's one of a kind. I could definitely.
For years, and helped rebuild her career afterward. That's loyalty, and it counts for a lot when a judge decides on spousal support. So far, Papoose and Clarissa have been speaking out together. Clarissa has done all she can to show Papoose how much she values him. Birthday posts calling him King Pat, public dedication videos, and social media shout-outs. Papoose also praised Clarissa in interviews, crediting her for giving him stability and reminding him what true partnership feels like. But while Papoose and Clarissa's life has felt like a fairy tale, Hawaii trips, boxing events, and happy photos, Remy has been dragging her feet. Meanwhile, Papoose has taken on the responsibility of raising Remy's son, Jason Scott, while she was locked up. That teenage son ended up in trouble last year, facing charges in connection with a fatal shooting in Queens. It's a tragic twist. That shows how strong Papoose was to hold everything together, caring for his wife's child, managing his own career, and staying available for Remy every time she was released from prison. He played the role of protector and provider, and fans saw him as the one who really kept the family afloat. After Remy's release in 2014, they used Papoose's social media to drop mixtapes Remy recorded behind bars. He was always in her corner, making sure everyone remembered her voice. When she launched her reality TV career and got back into music, Papoose was right there for camera interviews, on stage dancing behind her, and helping her navigate sponsorships. For example, in 2018, when Remy launched a clothing line called the Remy Ma Collection, a portion of the proceeds went to support women and families affected by incarceration. Papoose contributed by promoting the brand at events, interviewing with fashion outlets, and making sure it got noticed. His behind-the-scenes efforts helped Remy's business succeed, which in turn brought in checks that they both would benefit from. If Remy refuses to finalize the divorce, that means they'll both have to pay legal fees over shared assets and possibly fight over who keeps what. Fans have been divided over all of this. Some feel betrayed, saying, Papoose stuck by, Remy in prison, he stood by her side through poverty and public shame, and now she's keeping him trapped just to protect her own money. Others defend Remy, arguing that everyone has a past and the right to privacy. They point out that Remy paid her debt to society and has the freedom to choose her path, including whether or not to let Papoose go. But the whispers about alimony and the history of Papooses' loyalty keep piling up. No matter how you look at it, the facts remain. Papoose and Remy were together for over a decade. They started dating in 2004, married in 2008, even by phone while Remy was in prison, renewed their vows in 2015, and welcomed their daughter in 2018. That long history gives Papoose a strong case for support if and when they divorce. Now that Remy is back in the spotlight, making significant money through her music, clothing line, and TV appearances, she may be calculating what she stands to lose by signing those papers. On the other side, Clarissa isn't someone to back down. She is known as one of the greatest female boxers ever, with 2 Olympic gold medals and multiple world titles. If she truly steps into the ring with Remy, it would be more than a publicity stunt.
My Pisces, I love really, really, really hard. But I'm happy to, love somebody who wanna, love somebody back. You know what I'm saying? He is just such a sweetheart. Ain't nobody tell him to tie my goddamn boot either, but he said it wasn't laced right, so he laced it right. It was so funny.
It would be a statement. Clarissa is passionate, loyal, and protective of Papoose. She has publicly declared her willingness to fight for him and refused to let Remy keep him from moving on with his life. So where does this leave us? We have Remy holding on to the marriage, possibly to avoid paying alimony. Papoose is left in limbo, stuck between his past loyalty and his desire for a new life with Clarissa. Clarissa, in turn, is taking a stand for her own future, ready to make a bold physical statement if needed. And behind it all, there's the history of Remy's violent outbursts, shooting a friend and later assaulting another rapper, reminders that she's not someone to be underestimated. At the end of the day, there's only one way to find out what happens next. Watch the divorce papers or the boxing match and see if Remy finally signs. Or perhaps Papoose will decide he's done waiting and take legal steps to finalize the split against Remy's wishes. Either way, the story of loyalty, betrayal, and fighting for independence has pulled back the curtain on a decade-long saga, one that shows how messy love, money, and fame can become when 2 strong-willed people refuse to let go.